US President Donald Trump has dropped his threat to impose new tariffs on several European countries after holding talks with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte over Greenland. In a post on social media on Wednesday, Trump said the tariffs would no longer go ahead, claiming he and Rutte had agreed on a framework for a future deal covering Greenland and the wider Arctic region. He did not share details, but said the plan would benefit both the United States and NATO allies. The move marks a sharp change in tone after Trump announced over the weekend that he would impose 10% tariffs, rising to 25% later this year, on countries including Denmark, France, Germany, the UK, and others. He said the measures were punishment for opposing his push to take control of Greenland. Trump has argued that the island, which is a self-governing territory of Denmark, is vital to US national security. His comments triggered strong backlash across Europe and protests in Greenland under the slogan "Hands off Greenland." Earlier on Wednesday, speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Trump said the United States would not use military force to acquire Greenland but wanted immediate negotiations.
Where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that. Okay? Now everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made, because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II. We gave it back to them. It's the United States alone that can protect this giant mass of land, this giant piece of ice, develop it and improve it and make it so that it's good for Europe and safe for Europe and good for us. And that's the reason I'm seeking immediate negotiations to once again discuss the acquisition of Greenland by the United States, just as we have acquired many other territories throughout our history, as many of the European nations have. They've acquired, there's nothing wrong with it. Many of them, some went in reverse, actually, if you look. Some had great, vast wealth, great vast lands all over the world. They went in reverse. They're stuck back where they started. That happens too. But some grow.
Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen rejected the idea of any talks on transferring the territory, saying Denmark would not abandon its basic principles. Still, he welcomed the decision to drop the tariff threat.
Og det, der vel står ganske klart efter den her tale, det er, at præsidentens ambition er jo intakt. Det er selvfølgelig isoleret positivt, at der bliver sagt, at vi kommer ikke til at bruge militær magt. Det skal man selvfølgelig tage ned. Og vi vil selvfølgelig også fortsætte ned ad det diplomatiske spor, som vi aftalte, da vi var i USA i sidste uge. Altså, Danmark holder vores aftaler, og den aftale, vi har indgået i Washington i sidste uge, det er en aftale med hans vicepræsident og hans udenrigsminister om, at vi starter drøftelser på højt niveau, for at se, om vi er i stand til at imødekomme de amerikanske bekymringer, der er, som jeg også forstår, at præsidenten berører i talen her, på en måde, der respekterer vores røde linjer. Det er det, vi kan forhandle om. Altså, vi starter jo ikke nogen forhandlinger med afsæt i, at vi giver op på nogle grundlæggende principper. Det kommer vi aldrig til.
Other European leaders also reacted cautiously, saying their united stance helped push back against economic pressure.
I think President Trump is right. Other leaders in NATO are right. We need to defend the Arctic. We know that these sea lanes are opening up. We know that China and Russia are increasingly active in the Arctic. There are 8 countries bordering on the Arctic. 7 are a member of NATO. That's Finland and Sweden and Norway and Denmark, Iceland, Canada and the US. And there's only one country bordering on the Arctic outside NATO, and that's Russia.
Now this question, can Europe defend itself, has really been thrust into the forefront. I have to say, I'm seeing President of Latvia sitting in the front row. I believe I also spotted the defense minister of...
Of course, I see that there are these tensions at the moment. There's no doubt. Again, I'm not going to comment on that, but I can assure you the only way to deal with that is, in the end, thoughtful diplomacy.
And this is why the threat of additional tariffs for security reasons is simply wrong. Honourable members, when it comes to security, it is more important Greenland is not just a territory in a key region of the world map and a land rich in critical raw materials, a strategic outpost on emerging global sea routes. It's all of these things. But above all, Greenland is home to a free and sovereign people. It is a nation with its sovereignty and its right to territorial integrity. And the future of Greenland is only for the Greenlanders to decide.
Can I thank my honourable? First of those is that the future of Greenland is for the people of Greenland. And the future of Greenland is a binary issue that is splitting the world at the moment with material consequences. I've been clear and consistent in my position on the future of Greenland. The future is for Greenland and the Kingdom of Denmark alone.
You know, I'm having no more. Do we understand each other? Prime Minister.
Well, he clearly isn't listening. I said I will not yield on the principles and values that I uphold, this country upholds in relation to the future of Greenland. But the relationship with the US matters, especially on defence, security and intelligence and nuclear capability, also on trade and prosperity.
NATO said discussions will now focus on Arctic security and preventing Russia or China from gaining influence in Greenland.